Hey guys, today I want to do something a little bit different. We're going to be doing an interview with one of my really good friends, Isaiah Newhouse. We're going to be going through the struggles of how we got started in real estate and the problems that we overcame. I really hope that you guys enjoy it. Hey guys, we're going to do something a little bit different today. I've got a good friend of mine, Isaiah Newhouse, here. Him and I actually went to real estate school together, and we've been following each other in our journey through. We're both fairly young.
Yeah.
And Isaiah, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Yeah, my name's Isaiah Newhouse. I'm 22, almost actually 22 years old. I'll be 22 next month. I'm a realtor. Probably been doing real estate for a little under 2 years now, and I live in the downtown Dallas area.
Yeah, and ironically enough, I've also been in the business for a little under 2 years too.
Yeah, that would explain.
It's almost as if we,
Went to school together.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what's really cool about both of our stories is kind of we've both found success in real estate at a fairly young age. And what this video is going to be about is I really wanted to share with y'all, because there's a ton of people that I see it in my Instagram DMs. It's like, what do you do? How do you do it so young? How do you get started in real estate? And what I want this video to be is Isaiah and I kind of sharing our secrets a little bit. And so I'm going to be asking him a couple of questions because even though he's 22, he has found a lot of success in a particular niche in real estate. And that's what I'm going to share with you guys today and ask him a couple of questions. But first of all, Isaiah, kind of tell us, why did you get started in real estate?
Dude, really, I just didn't want to go to college.
Okay, yeah.
And my last name is Newhouse, so I just found it kind of fitting.
You have to tell them, what's kind of your the motto or slogan?
The Newhouse way.
The Newhouse way.
Shop real estate the Newhouse way. It's the only way to do it. It's the
Yeah.
best way. I mean, we can shop the Peyton way sometimes, but you know, the Newhouse way is cool.
Welcome to Peyton's Corner.
With
Peyton's Place.
With a splash of Newhouse.
With a splash of Newhouse way.
Just a splash.
But no, so basically, why did you decide not college?
I think we live in an age where you don't have to go the traditional route anymore. And I think a lot of people go to college maybe just because they aren't really sure of what they want to do. I sort of knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be a business owner. I didn't know what type of business I wanted to own. I found out it would be fairly, not easy, but it would be fairly easy if you're a people's person to own a business in real estate. That's
Right.
what sort of got me interested in real estate, is just seeing the day-to-day life of other realtors, and I wanted to do something similar to that.
Yeah. So when you got started, what was your biggest challenge? Getting into real estate. You're young. I've even faced some objections and
Right.
challenges of being a young real estate agent, which I've shared some of that with you guys. But kind of share your own experience. Is what has been your biggest challenge getting started?
My biggest challenge getting started was probably a lack of confidence.
Okay.
I think when I got in, I was 19 years old. So I just always told myself that there were older people who were more experienced that would win the deals that I would lose, in a sense. So that was one of my biggest challenges. Another big challenge I had being younger was finding a market for me to succeed in, and also still being able to be comfortable. And that's why I've gone the route that I've gone.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, we're going to touch on that market in
Right.
a little bit. But something that you said interesting there is, so you started studying for your license when you were 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember we were in class together and we had we had a teacher that kind of picked on us both for being really young.
Yeah.
When I was in class, I was 17, he was 19. We were both the youngest in the class. And it's honestly, I find it extremely impressive being this young, making a decision like that.
Right.
And what would you say to people that are wanting to jump into it this young, 18, 19, 20 years old?
I say do it, but only do it if you know you're going to do it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it and like, excuse my language, but like half-ass it. Like
Yeah.
it has to be something that you're gonna fully commit to,
Mhm.
and that's at any age. But like even when you're younger, you have to commit a little bit harder than like the general realtor does because we have age against us. So you have to
Mhm.
be able to find a market and work that market, and also not allow your age to like affect your business.
Right.
So with that being said, you do have to work a little harder, but it's okay. I mean, it's the grind. You got to grind in anything you do.
Right. I mean, I completely agree. So let's talk a little bit about that market. You said it took you a little bit, but then you kind of found that sweet spot.
Right.
And I think I know you and I have talked about this before the video, so we
Right.
already know what we're going to talk about.
Right.
Y'all don't know what we're going to talk about until right now.
Right.
So what's your sweet spot?
I do a lot of leases,
Mhm.
a lot of apartment leases, especially in the downtown Dallas area. That's sort of where I've honed in on and have just made my target.
Mhm.
And the reason being is because once again, it was when I first got into real estate, age was always just eating at me, and like I wasn't confident. I was like, oh my god, I'm 19. Like, who am I
Well,
going to go
also,
sell a house to?
I mean, how many of our friends are buying a house right now?
Exactly. You
Like,
know what I'm saying?
maybe you have those crazy 19, 20-year-olds that are
Right.
famous or whatever in LA, and like, oh, I
Right.
just bought my first house at 19.
Exactly.
But that's
yeah.
not our
That's
friends.
Literally not our friends. Yeah, I don't know a single friend of mine that's about to buy a house. But yeah, so I went towards leasing just because I was comfortable with it. I was
Mhm.
able to talk and act how I wanted and cater towards people that were also going to be fairly like closer into my age. And don't get me wrong, I know 40-year-olds that I've helped lease. It really isn't
Right.
about age, but it was just where I found my comfort zone, I guess you could say.
Sure.
It just worked for me. I was consistent with it,
And that's one of the things that you and I both did is getting started into real estate. We found that little sweet spot in leases. And if you guys don't know, if you're a real estate agent or if you are wanting to get into real estate and you're saying, Peyton, how do I survive? Because really your first 2-3 years in real estate is pure survival instinct.
I'm prescribed to Cymbalta.
Yeah, it's like, what can I do to just survive?
Right. Literally.
And if you don't have a job going into real estate, you're literally just like scrambling. It's like, what deal can I get? And
Every
you'll
day.
take anything. And a lot of real estate agents look over leases. They say, we don't want to work those leases. It's too much time, not enough money. But I mean, right now, we're in this amazing apartment complex called the Miro. It's here in Uptown Dallas, the Harwood district. And like, for example, this place and so many others like in the city and even outside the city,
Right.
they pay a percentage of the rent to real estate agents. Talk
Right.
about that a little bit.
Yeah, so with percentages, it's a funny thing, and actually, I remember my first ever lease deal. I thought it was crazy because I got paid, to give y'all a number, 200%
Mhm.
on the first month's rent of a lease.
Which 200%, that's up there. Like there are some luxury apartment complexes that'll pay 200%, but I mean you can expect 100, 150%.
Right. Pretty much any time. Any apartment complex is generally gonna pay 100%. There's some that do 50%, but 100% is standard, especially in
Yeah.
downtown Dallas where everything is very competitive and there's other locators out there. They have to pay those type of numbers because locators will skip up on their property if they don't.
They will.
So that's sort of how the percentage works. It goes up to 200. There's times where you can maybe get 250. It just depends on
Yeah.
the apartment and if they're having bonuses.
Right. And so, I mean, that's so important. That little nugget right there of information is if you're getting started in real estate, focus on those leases.
Seriously.
Focus on call your friends, your families that are getting out of college, or most colleges, your first 2 years you're spending in housing.
Right.
If you know friends that are in housing now, give them a call and say, hey, I'm a real estate agent now.
Right.
Are you looking at an apartment once you're out of your student housing? I mean, tell them a little bit. What did you just call your friends, post on Instagram? What was kind of how did you find those people to find apartments for?
So it started with my friends,
Mhm.
actually. I had a friend reach out to me, and he lives in Arlington, Texas. And he had pretty much said,
Which
hey,
is basically
far.
way over
Yeah,
there.
far. But he had reached out to me, and he basically said along the lines of, hey, Isaiah, I need an apartment. Can you help with those? And I was like, I'm not too sure. Let me find out. So at the time, I was with a different brokerage, and I asked my broker, I said, hey, can I help somebody find an apartment? He said, yes, you sure can. So I was like, okay, cool. What do I need to do? He said, find them an apartment and then tell that apartment you sent them there and they're going to pay you.
And they'll pay you.
Yeah. And I was like, really? It's that simple? And he was like, yes. So I was like, okay, that's easy. So that was how got my first apartment lease, and I liked it so much that I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna focus on making this my niche, my market. This is what I'm gonna do for a little bit.
Maybe not
So-
long term, but I mean,
Yeah,
getting
not
started,
long-term. Getting
it's
started
perfect.
easily. Honestly, guys, leases have set my life up 100%.
Mhm.
Like, I wouldn't be living where I live. I wouldn't be doing anything or eating with Peyton at expensive restaurants if it wasn't for leases.
Or wearing your really nice.
Now,
I mean,
let's just take a second.
it's
Okay. Now back
this
to what we were
is
doing.
the subtle thing, but no, but seriously though, it's like one of those things that people think it's really hard to get started in real estate, and I mean, if you work hard enough, and that's something that both of us are testimonies of that, is if
Right.
you work hard enough and you find that, I mean, leases are like, and how long are leases usually? 12 months?
12 months,
Maybe
yeah.
24. But what happens after 12 months? Either A, they're going to renew, which, or B, they're going to buy or move to another property.
Exactly.
Which means you know that I would say like 75% of the time,
Right.
you've got a guaranteed, if you follow up and you stay consistent, like keep talking to them,
Right.
you've got a guaranteed client. All right, so some final words. If you could say, this is what I want you to take away. If you could basically, if you could tell your day one self something.
Okay.
I know this is a big question, so if you need to take a second to think about it. If you were to look at yourself on day one of getting started in real estate, what would you tell yourself?
I tell myself to be patient.
Okay.
Focus on leases.
Mhm.
Don't pay attention to what everybody's doing around you because it allows you to like get in your head and make you get discouraged, I guess you could say. Like, you know, if you know that your buddy at your brokerage just closed in $1 million deal, like that's great for him, but you know,
Right.
it doesn't affect you. So you have to just keep it moving and understand that one day you'll be in that position too.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. Just, you know, confidence, having that confidence, attack leases hard. Don't be afraid to ask because the worst thing that
That's
can
huge.
be said is no.
Yeah.
That's literally
huge.
it. Like the worst thing you can be told is no. And it took me literally till this year to learn that. Just like asking for things has honestly put me in such a better position than like being afraid to ask and never knowing if I would have got a yes or no.
Well, thank you so much, Isaiah. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Anytime, man. 100%.
Oh, the vlog, the YouTube
Yeah.
channel. But go ahead, tell them like your Instagram, how they can get in contact with you.
Yeah, my Instagram is fairly simple. Isaiah.Newhouse. Kobe's gonna put like somewhere like right here. So
Or right here.
or
Or
right
up here?
Yeah, or up here.
Where are you putting it,
It's
Kobe?
gonna go somewhere.
Right here?
Go right here?
Right
Okay,
here.
cool. It's gonna
Right
go right
here.
there, I think.
Hey, okay.
Clip.
All right, awesome.
We're out.
We can play some cool music.
Yeah, something. Plug Walk by Rich the Kid.
All right, we're done.
No matter what people want you to believe, don't ever turn back on your dreams. It's all in your hands.